Hey crafty friends, it's Kelly. Thanks for joining me today. I am back with a new layout for the Blog Hops with Heart blog hop. This is a blog hop group that was started by my dear friend Amy Kiger. I was so happy when she asked me to join this blog hop group. It actually started about a year ago and I have participated in multiple hops with this group, but my schedule has just been so crazy the past few months that I haven't been able to play along. But I wanted to make sure that I took time this month to hop along with this amazingly talented group of ladies. I will make sure to link to my blog post in the description below, so you can head over to my blog and hop along with us. You won't want to miss out. Like I said, they are super talented and there's a lot of inspiration to be found on this blog hop. So for my layout today, I'm going to be using the Moonstruck collection from Pink Paisley, and I have grabbed multiple ephemera pieces from the ephemera pack to use as layers behind my photos. I also bring in a Project Life card from my stash to use as one of the layers behind the photos. I wanted to make sure that the colors were similar in both of the photo clusters, and I couldn't find a pink die cut that was the right size or shape to add behind one of the photos, so I'm just going to create my own using that Project Life card. It takes a little while to get the size and shape just right on that Project Life card. I am using my crocodile punch to punch out the corners. I did skip ahead a little bit to save you the pain of watching me trim down that Project Life card multiple times. I have brought in my background paper, which is from the Pink Paisley Moonstruck collection also. And I've also cut a Cut Shop cut file. It is the May Mashup cut file, which was part of the National Scrapbooking Day last year in 2016. I do have a link to that cut file in my blog post if you are interested in checking it out. I've decided to be brave and add some mixed media to this background paper, and this is the only pattern paper that I have of this design. So this was very bold of me to do this because when I first start, I absolutely hate it, and I actually set it aside and bring in a different pattern paper to use as my background because I was so disappointed in how this turned out. But I do end up going back to it, and I really like how it looks in the end. You have to keep in mind that it looks like a hot mess until you really start to add a lot of embellishments in your photos. A lot of it's going to get covered up. So if you hate how it looks as you're making it, keep going and add all of your elements to the layout. And a lot of the time I have found that I change my mind once I get everything onto the layout. I really like the added texture and just the added interest that the mixed media brings to a background. So you saw me add a layer of white gesso to the background paper, and I chose white gesso over clear gesso because I wanted the mixed media colors to be true to what they really are, and I wanted them to pop off the page. So by adding the white gesso, it gives me a white background to work with versus the clear gesso. The colors would have really been competing with that blue background. I'm using Jenny B Blue Vibes and Well Blue Me Down colorings for the mixed media. Those are both products from Shimmers Paints. And I started by using the packaging technique, just spraying the mist directly onto the packaging and then just smushing it onto the white gesso. But it wasn't going on quite as concentrated as I wanted, so I ended up just spraying the mist directly onto the gesso just to add a little bit more color and to make it a little bit more vibrant. So it's at this point that I am really thinking that I don't like how this has turned out. And as I mentioned, I didn't have a second paper in that same design. A lot of the times I'll be really bold and courageous with mixed media when I know that I have another pattern paper in the same design. So that way, if I don't like how the mixed media turned out, I can just set that one aside and grab the second piece of paper and start over fresh. But I needed to try to figure out how I was going to salvage this. So I grabbed this blue pattern paper from an older Heidi Swap collection, and I played with it for quite a while, and I still had that mixed media paper kind of set off to the side, and I kept looking back at it, and I decide a little later on in the video that I'm going to go ahead and give that mixed media paper another go. But at this point, I'm still just trying to figure out the overall design of my layout. I know that I want the cut file behind the photos, and I'm going to use those two heart ephemera pieces from the Moonstruck collection. And then my title is going to be Hello 2017, which is from the My Mind's Eye Yes Please collection, and those are gold mirror stickers. I trim apart a few pieces of this cut file, just some of the circles that are hidden back behind the photos. I wanted the cut file image to look a little bit larger than what I had actually cut it. So I just trimmed apart the pieces that you couldn't see and added them in various places around the layout. Now you can see that I have went back to that mixed media background, and I did add some gold splatters using gold Heidi Swap Color Shine. I know I want the photos at an angle, but I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to place them on this background, how much of an angle I really want, how far apart I want them from each other. I'm happy with this placement, so I'm going to go ahead and use liquid adhesive to adhere those down to the background paper. Next, I'm going to bring in those heart ephemera pieces from the Moonstruck collection, and I am going to adhere those directly on top of my photo. I used my selfie printer to print these photos, and the photo that I adhered the hearts to, it actually had a really bright spot on it. It was almost like a defect from where it printed, and it was a rainbow color, and because my photos are black and white, it really stood out. So I wanted to make sure I covered that up with something, and these heart ephemera pieces worked out perfectly. I'm also going to use the hearts as my title placement, and I am using liquid adhesive to adhere down those mirror stickers just to make sure that they stay attached to the layout. That 2017, those numbers are really small, and if they happen to fall off the layout, I know that I will never find them, so I want to make sure that they are secured to the page. The background of this layout is already so busy from the mixed media and the cut file image that I felt like it didn't really need a whole lot of embellishing, but I did want to bring in a few accent pieces. I start out with a few acrylic stars that are exclusive to Hip Kit. They were available in the December kits, but I felt like they blended in a little bit too much with the background. So then I move on to these sequins from the Pink Paisley Birthday Bash collection, but I felt like the blue was just far enough off from the blue that I used as my background that they clashed and didn't really blend in very well, so I decided against those. I end up going with a few more of those gold mirror stickers from the My Mind's Eye Yes Please collection, and I use the circles, and I spread them around the layout just like I would use enamel dots. So here you can see that I'm going to grab different sizes of those circles and just randomly place them around the layout. I really like the extra pop of gold that those bring. It really helps tie in with the theme of this blog hop. And once I have those adhered down, this layout is done. I am going to leave you with some still shots. Please remember to head over to my blog so you can check out the blog hop. There are a wide variety of projects, including home decor and cards, so you'll want to hop along with us to check out everybody's projects. As always, thank you so much for watching. I will be back again very soon with another layout and another process video.